That some Pac-12 schools are trying to lure out to the West Coast, and we're going to hear from him in just a minute, is Solomon Thomas. Only one SEC school in that mix, Tom. What kind of player is Solomon Thomas?
He's a really good technician, Reese. For a young player, this is a guy that can stack and shed. He can anchor at the point of attack. I think he's probably a best-suited player as a 5 technique, although I wouldn't have any problem with him wide and coming off of the edge. Maybe not the same player yet as a pass rusher that he is as a run defender. But here's what stands out to me. You get a consistent motor, great productivity. He understands how to use his hands, tremendous student, no red flags off the field. So you're going to take your chips and you're going to put them to the middle of the table and bank on a guy like Solomon Thomas panning out at the next level, because all of the areas that have nothing to do with physical ability, he has as inherent intangibles. So there's a high probability of success. He's also at a premium position in the defensive line. And as we know, those guys aren't standing on every street corner.
He carries 275 very well right now. I think he's going to be bigger, and I think he, again, looking at him on film, he's probably going to be an inside player.
Well, Scove and company made those glasses Nerd Nation popular. Was that a lean when he showed them? I mean, I didn't know if that was a lean for him.
I'm looking at a monitor right now. He's not wearing them at the moment. Is that a tell? We'll find out. Time to go to Coppell, Texas right now. Arkansas, Stanford, and UCLA. The final 3 for Solomon Thomas, number 25 in the ESPN 300. So, Solomon, this is your moment. Time to make your decision of where you'll play your college football. I'm not sure Solomon was hearing me clearly. He's joined by some family and friends at his high school in Coppell, Texas. So Solomon will work that out in just a second, allow him to make his decision. Well, we're trying to build a little drama. We only have 13 live announcements. It strikes me that there aren't as many highly ranked guys this year who are kind of holding out. Like last year, you had the Laramie Tunsil thing, you know, late in the process. Not as many of those, it seems.
No, you have a lot more higher profile guys, or the guys that a lot of people know about, that have verbally committed earlier in the process and have remained committed, have stayed steadfast in their decision to this point. Now, of course, it's National Signing Day, and surprises can come at any moment. But you're right, Reese. Plenty of guys to make their announcement, just not as many of them as we've seen in the past.
Okay, so now that we've had Bielema, Shaw, and Moore go, right there, let's try it again and go back out to Coppell, Texas, and Solomon Thomas about to make his decision. Solomon, good morning. Best of luck to you. Where are you going to play your college football?
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me on the show. And next year, I'll be playing college football, and I'll be graduating from Stanford University.
Who says the smart guys don't have a real sense of humor, too? All right, Solomon, I want to know, whose idea was it to pull out the tree?
To pull out the tree, it was my best friend Bill Weber's idea. We were in the car on the way home after I silently committed, and he said, I mean, that's a great idea because it's Fear the Tree.
So just you and he knew about this? How difficult is it to keep a tree a secret?
I mean, of course, I had to tell my parents and my coaches, but to keep the tree a secret, I mean, it was pretty hard because we had to get it planned out, talk to my mom's friends and all that.
Stanford, as an educational institution, and over the last several years as a football program, speaks for itself. But it's a draw. It's a long way from home. What is it that drew you ultimately to Stanford?
What drew me to Stanford just was the players and people there. They all have the same mindset, all trying to get better as people, not just players. And it's like a high school team. They all just love each other. They don't do it for themselves. They do it for the team. And I love the coaches out there, class act. It's amazing out there.
How would you describe the relationship that you've developed with David Shaw during this recruiting process?
With Coach Shaw, I developed an amazing relationship, more of like just friends instead of just a player-coach relationship. He's a real players coach, and he's just a coach who's going to be there for his players and make sure they're better people. I mean, of course he's going to get on to you, and of course he's crazy in ways, and we're all crazy, but I mean, yeah.
You've got a pretty broad wealth of experience in your life, spent some time in Australia. What do you think it is about your background that made Stanford particularly appealing to you?
Just the diversity there, and just so many different people and different players on the team, like players from Honolulu, players from New York, just everywhere, and just, it was awesome.
Solomon, congratulations. Never go wrong choosing a place like Stanford. Congratulations on that. We wish you the best of luck on the field as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me on the show. All
right, Solomon Thomas, our first live commitment. Those are the glasses without the little tape in the middle from the Nerd Nation. You see the
Arkansas is a team that came in with a new coaching staff last year, of course, Brett Bielema. They started strong, struggled really the rest of the way, but he's continued to obviously recruit and sell that program. And Brett Bielema, the coach of the Razorbacks, joins us right now. Of course, a weekly guest of mine this season on College Football Daily. Coach, you look at this class, there's a real emphasis, I know, on the lines of scrimmage. Not a surprise for anybody who's followed you awfully closely, but what is that statement that you're making with this class?
Well, Dara, to go along with what we said when we got here, we needed to start things up front. Signed 4 offensive linemen. All of them are very big, very athletic. They're not just occupying space. They're able to move space. I really feel good about that. Defensively, our interior needed to be beefed up a little bit. Signed a couple guys in there that we feel very, very strong about. But as an overall, I thought the class given us 24 guys that really are going to fit well into our program.
How much immediate impact do you anticipate this class having?
Last year we had 7 true freshmen come in and help us tremendously. Had 3 or 4 get freshman All-American status. I think that number could be about the same. You go across the board, and I think there's certain guys at each position that have the ability, but you really don't know till you get them here. It's one thing to be physically ready, but they need to be mentally ready above anything else, and that is the part you don't really know till you get your hands on them.
All right, there he is, the coach of the Razorbacks, Brett Bielema. Always good talking to you, Coach.
Thank you, Dar. I appreciate it very much. Go Hogs.